Oh, hey, everybody. I just got really good floor seats. Really good floor seats. Good morning, everybody.
Music by Benny Goodman and his orchestra. And the next tune, Sandman.
Bruce. Okay, sorry for the delay there, everybody. Welcome along. Glad I had that little window up there because we are in floor 08. FLDR. I gotta figure out what that is. All right, so yeah, welcome along, everybody. So, hi, everybody. I guess we can go ahead and just get ourselves right started here. Thanks for enduring me while I get the concert tickets in the morning. Yeah, hopefully we will figure out how to get Eli involved in something in person while we're here, even if it's, we'll figure something out. Anyway, welcome along, everybody, to Mysterious Chicago Tours. Anyway, still kind of talking in the other windows. What I thought we would do today is there's another really cool thing that I saw. We've talked a lot over time here on Mysterious Chicago about houses by Walter Burley Griffin, his wife Marion Mahoney Griffin, who is a Graceland resident, part of my Graceland tour there, probably the most prominent woman architect who was buried there or interred there, and also Frank Lloyd Wright, who originally worked with those people. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little trip across the river, cross the Mississippi River over to Mason City, Iowa, and check out, there's a whole like neighborhood of Walter Burley and Marion Mahoney Griffin stuff there. So let's see what we got here. In fact, we're going to check out, first of all, I want to see the first of all, oh, okay. We're going to go, let's see. First off, we are going to go to Meredith Willson's boyhood home, author of the composer of The Music Man. Let's check this out. Mason City is a town of about 20,000 people. I seem to recall having gone there to go to Kmart one time. We had Kmarts in our town too, of course, but there was some kind of thing going on. This right here, Meredith Willson's boyhood home. River City in The Music Man is said to be largely based on... How far in can we get here? It's said to be based pretty largely on Mason City, which is by a river. Oh, one review, not a popular place. But there's a lot of stuff around Mason City, as it turns out. A lot of these great architecture bits. In particular, there's one that they've always called the Castle. And I've got to figure out where that is now. I've got their tourist map up. Let's see here. Is it not a part of the stuff? Nelson House. Okay. 56 River Heights Drive. Now, initially, they had hired Frank Lloyd Wright to do lots and lots of buildings for this town, but then they found out about his scandalous affair, and he was off of that. I don't know how we'll be able to see this one from the street, as you see, but they brought in Walter Burley and Marion Mahoney Griffin to do a dozen or so other places for the city, including this one that they call the Melson House, which has always been known as the Castle. I think it's like kind of through. I don't know how well we'll be able to see it from the street here. It kind of looks as though it's like rising up from the rocks. Oh yeah, it's quite a ways through here. We're just gonna have to just check out some pictures here. You can't really see it from the street that well, but it looks as though it's kind of like rising up and building itself organically out of the rocks there. I know Mary Mahoney Griffin did a couple of drawings of it, paintings of it. Here we go, yeah. See how big I can make this. Hard to find in all of this. These are some of the kind of drawings that she did, painting for things like Frank Lloyd Wright buildings. It was really these paintings are what made him famous to begin with. Let's check out some Wright while we're at it, though. He did do like a whole plaza for the downtown area at the City National Bank, 15 West State in Mason City, Iowa. We say Iowa ourselves now and then, we just don't like anyone else to. Oh yeah, this is pretty apparent right when you get to it that this is a Frank Lloyd Wright. You can tell that right away. You can make the same usual jokes about vintage trucks blocking our view. He planned to have that truck there, surely. Now, this is actually, Mason City is not a town that I thought was known for very much. Town of about 20,000 people. An hour or two outside of Des Moines. Close to Clear Lake, Iowa, where Buddy Holly sang his very last song. But there's this whole plaza with a magnificent Frank Lloyd Wright bank/hotel. This is the City National Bank building. Very much that Prairie School style, even with all of the almost column-looking things that give it almost an emphasis on the vertical over the horizontal, like we would normally see. Normally, there's so much emphasis on the vertical. But that rectangle at the top certainly works with that as well. See if we can let us go down this plaza. I don't think it will. Right inside. Further than that, I don't remember exactly the drive. I seem to remember going there for some Mattel event. It's probably the only time I ever would have been in Mason City. I don't remember any of this. I just remember a Kmart. This is a really neat little stretch of buildings around here. And often you see these things in like small Iowa towns. Like there's the Jewel Box Louis Sullivan Bank in Grinnell, where Grandma Bell used to do her banking. Find these random things in small Iowa towns. And over here, well, we've clearly got some Frank Lloyd Wright influenced stuff over here at the Commerce Center. Here's a mural, everybody. Look like one of Frank Lloyd Wright's windows. You find more and more stuff like this. I know there's one town that has a great Super Mario mural. out in what I would have considered the hinterlands. So normally this is what I think of as these like bland insurance offices. That's not too bland. That's got some nice look about it. I love the brickwork there, the arches. It's almost Louis Sullivan-like. There are really quite a few. Let's go check out another one while we're here. There's some cool looking houses that we should check. 431 East First. Let's try that. It's a Walter Burley Griffin. Wait, that's southeast. Yes. Over in the Rock Glen neighborhood, there's over a dozen Prairie School houses. This one, I don't know how good of a view we can get of this. This is a Walter and Marion Mahoney Griffin right here. See how good of a view we can get of it. You can tell it's Prairie School, but I don't think we can really get the best angle from street views. How far down can we go here? About this far. But all through Rock Glen here, there's supposed to be a lot of interesting ones. Mostly, this is about what the town I picture when I think of River City, about what it looks like. Initially, they had a whole neighborhood plan for this, but Walter Burley Griffin got caught up with designing an entire town in Australia. Oh, look who's come to join us here. All right. Well, thanks everybody for indulging those first 10 minutes. You know, sometimes life interferes with my schedule. Here's Mr. Miles. Miles, you wanted to get up. All right. All right, well, thank you very much for joining me, everybody. I will see you all. Let me plug the upcoming stuff. Now, once again, we're going to be keeping up with the Wednesday nights for a few more weeks so as not to interfere with Chicago for Chicagoans. We got some speakers that I know a lot of us want to see. So tomorrow night will be the full-length virtual tour of the week, and in fact, I'm doing two tomorrow night. At 7 p.m., I will be doing a virtual Graceland presentation for the Winnetka Library. And I think at this point, it's close enough in that there's still any empty slots. You can go to the Winnetka Library site and sign up. That'll be on Zoom. And then the second that's over, I will be jumping over to do North Shore Ghost Lore for you fine people right here at Mysterious Chicago. So always lots of stuff coming up. And once again, we are taking meetings, we're making notes, we're doing research, trying to figure out how we can do, hey Miles, how we can do Mysterious Chicago dinner events. That's going to be really cool. Maybe we can plan one around the Bruce Show. So, all right, thanks everybody for joining me. I'm Adam from Mysterious Chicago Tours, telling you all to stay safe and stay strong. And of course, if you can, ladies and gentlemen, stay spooky. I understand some people missed the last line of the last one. Mr. Delicious used to end his commercials by saying, dickety-dee.